The betrayal. Ambassador Elena Chen stood at the observation deck of Celestial Nexus, the massive space station that served as headquarters for the Galactic Council. The sprawling structure housed representatives from over 300 spacefaring civilizations, a testament to cooperation across the stars. Yet despite the grandiose ideals of unity, Elena felt the familiar weight of isolation pressing down on her shoulders. At 45, she had served as Earth's primary envoy for 7 years, navigating the complex political landscape with a combination of sharp intellect and unwavering determination. Her dark hair, now streaked with premature silver, framed a face that had mastered the diplomatic poker expression necessary when dealing with aliens who could smell fear or detect minute changes in blood pressure. Admiring the view one last time. The voice belonged to Kevik, her Proximate assistant. Though humanoid in appearance, his iridescent skin and 6-fingered hands marked him as decidedly non-terrestrial. "Just gathering my thoughts," Elena replied, turning away from the spectacular vista of swirling nebula and distant stars. "The expansion treaty vote is in 3 hours. If it fails, Earth's population crisis only gets worse." Kavik's expression darkened. "The Vanar delegation has been unusually active. My contacts report closed meetings with at least 8 council races. The Vanar Imperium, an ancient civilization that had dominated galactic politics for millennia, had made no secret of their disdain for humanity's rapid advancement. In the century since Earth had joined the galactic community, humans had expanded faster than any species in recorded history, establishing colonies across 12 star systems and developing technologies that had taken other races centuries to master. "I expected opposition," Elena said, straightening her midnight blue diplomatic uniform. "But we have allies. The Proximans, the Duranti Collective." "Ambassador," Kavik interrupted, his voice dropping to a whisper. "Something isn't right. Security protocols have changed throughout the station. Council guards have been repositioned near Earth's embassy section." Elena activated her neural implant, accessing the station's public security feed. Sure enough, the normal patrol patterns had shifted, with a noticeable concentration near human quarters. "Initiate Protocol Watchman," she instructed Kavik, "and get me a secure channel to Earth Command." Before Kavik could respond, Elena's comm device chimed. The message displayed was simple. "Urgent Council Assembly called. All primary representatives required. Expansion Treaty tabled indefinitely." Elena felt a chill run down her spine. "Get that channel to Earth now." The emergency session of the Galactic Council bore little resemblance to its usual orderly proceedings. As Elena entered the vast chamber, the normal diplomatic murmurs gave way to hostile silence. Representatives from hundreds of worlds watched her progress to the central podium, their alien faces showing emotions ranging from smug satisfaction to genuine regret. High Chancellor Vorex of the Vanar Imperium stood at the primary address platform, his towering insectoid form radiating an aura of authority. His chitinous exoskeleton gleamed under the chamber lights, polished to a mirror shine for what was clearly a momentous occasion. Ambassador Chen, Vorex's translator, rendered his clicking speech into smooth standard galactic. "How fortunate you could join us so promptly." Elena maintained her composure, though her instincts screamed danger. "High Chancellor, I was not informed of the agenda for this emergency session." "The agenda," Vorex replied, mandibles flexing in what Elena had learned to recognize as pleasure, "is justice." The main display activated, showing images of what appeared to be a devastated alien world. Bodies lay scattered across burning landscapes. Buildings crumbled under apparent weapons fire. 3 days ago, the Duranti colony world of Nevos Prime was attacked. Vorex continued. Over 15,000 sentients perished, including larval clusters. The attackers used weapons specifically banned by council decree. Elena stared at the images in horror. "This is terrible. Has the council identified the aggressors?" "Indeed we have." Vorex gestured, and the display changed to show ships, human ships, firing upon the colony. Earth vessels, Ambassador. Your vessels. The chamber erupted in angry shouts and demands for justice. Alina's mind raced. The ships looked like Earth naval vessels. But something was wrong. The registry numbers, the formation patterns. Any experienced diplomat could see these were fabrications, but convincing ones. These images are falsified, Alina declared, her voice cutting through the uproar. Earth has no military presence in the Durante sector. We demand a proper investigation. We have more than images, Vorex interrupted. We have communication logs, command signatures. Specifically, Ambassador, we have your authorization codes. The display shifted again, showing what appeared to be official directives bearing Alina's signature and diplomatic cipher. This is absurd, Alina said, fighting to maintain her composure. These are forgeries. I demand contact with Earth government immediately. Chancellor Vorex's compound eyes gleamed. All communication with Earth has been temporarily suspended, pending the outcome of these proceedings. Council Security Protocol 947B allows for the isolation of potentially hostile systems during investigation of mass casualty events. Alina realized then that this was no mere diplomatic setback. This was a carefully orchestrated trap. The Vayner had been planning this for months, possibly years, fabricating evidence and building alliances against humanity. I invoke Article 17 of the Charter, she said firmly. An accused representative has the right to present evidence in their defense. Your rights under the Charter have been suspended. Vorex replied smoothly. Given the severity of the charges and the evidence at hand, the Security Council voted for emergency measures 12 hours ago. Alina looked around the chamber, seeing the faces of those she had considered allies. Most avoided her gaze. Only the Proximan representative showed obvious distress. This is not justice, Alina said, her voice carrying across the chamber. This is the execution of a plan long in the making. The Vayner fear humanity's growth, our potential to challenge their dominance. So instead of competition, you choose elimination. She turned, addressing the entire assembly. Look at what's happening. Look at the precedent being set. Today it's Earth. Tomorrow it could be any of your worlds that dare to grow too quickly or develop too rapidly. Guards moved to surround her platform. Alina knew what was coming, but she had one final duty to perform. Protocol Nemesis, she said clearly, activating her neural implant's emergency broadcast function. Authorization, Chen Alpha 7 Omega. The guard seized her arms as the quantum entanglement transmitter embedded in her cerebral cortex sent its untraceable, unblockable signal directly to Earth Command. Alina Chen, representative of Earth, Vorex announced formally. By unanimous vote of the Security Council, you are found guilty of directing genocide against a peaceful species. The sentence is immediate dissolution. As the guards dragged her toward the execution platform, Alina maintained her dignity. She looked directly at Vorex, her expression calm despite the fear coursing through her. You think this ends with me, she said, loud enough for the chamber's acoustics to carry her words to every representative. You think Earth will bow to this injustice, but you've never truly understood humans, Chancellor. You've studied our history, but learned nothing from it. The platform beneath her began to glow with the deadly energy that would break her body down to its component atoms. We came to you in peace, Alina said, her final words echoing throughout the chamber. Remember that when you see what comes next. A flash of brilliant light, and Ambassador Alina Chen of Earth was gone. In the stunned silence that followed, Chancellor Vorex addressed the assembly. Let this serve as a warning to all who would violate council law. No civilization, no matter how promising, is above our collective judgment. As representatives filed out of the chamber, none noticed the small Proximan aide slipping away toward the service corridors, a quantum data core clutched in his six-fingered hand. By the time the council realized what had actually been set in motion, it would be far too late. On Earth, in the depths of a mountain complex beneath the North American continent, alarms began to sound. The message no one had ever wanted to receive had arrived. Nemesis confirmed. Ambassador terminated. awaiting response authorization. The Doomsday Protocol had begun. The Reckoning. High Chancellor Vorex stood before the Venar inner circle, his chitinous exoskeleton reflecting the soft blue light of the secure chamber. 7 days had passed since the execution of the human ambassador, and the galaxy had held its breath, waiting for Earth's response. None had come. The humans have withdrawn their remaining diplomatic staff from Council space, Vorex reported, mandibles clicking in satisfaction. Their colonies have gone silent. Long-range scans show their fleet has retreated to their home system. Sub-Chancellor Krivix, eldest of the Circle, raised a clawed appendage. This silence concerns me. Human historical records show they rarely surrender without resistance. They are intimidated, Vorex replied dismissively. Our intelligence indicated their military capabilities were largely exaggerated, a facade to hide their technological inferiority. Their rapid expansion was built on adaptation of technologies from other species, not true innovation. And the evidence against their ambassador? Asked another Circle member. Irrelevant now, Vorex said. The execution served its purpose. The humans are contained, and the Council races that might have allied with them have been reminded of the consequences of challenging Venar authority. A soft chime interrupted the meeting. The Circle's chief military advisor, Commander Zex, entered the chamber, his normally impassive features showing clear signs of distress. High Chancellor, we have a situation. Commander Marcus Reed stood on the bridge of the ESS Vindicator, watching as the massive warship emerged from quantum space at the edge of the Venar home system. At 53, Reed was a veteran of Earth's early conflicts with the Ceresi pirates and the Nex incursion. Battles that had been deliberately downplayed in reports to the Galactic Council. Quantum transition complete, Commander, reported his executive officer, Lieutenant Commander Amara Okafor. The fleet is in position. All systems nominal. Reed nodded, his weathered face illuminated by the tactical displays. The bridge crew worked with quiet efficiency, each officer fully aware of what was at stake. Open the channel to all Venar frequencies, Reed ordered, and prepare to broadcast to the entire Council network. This was the moment Earth had prepared for since first contact decades ago. When humans had encountered the Galactic Council and realized the true nature of interstellar politics, they had made a strategic decision. Present themselves as eager, adaptable newcomers while concealing their true military and technological capabilities. Ambassador Chen had been part of that strategy, a brilliant diplomat who had worked tirelessly to secure Earth's position while the military prepared in secret. Her sacrifice would not be in vain. Channel open, sir, reported the communications officer. Reed straightened his midnight black uniform, adorned only with a small silver Earth emblem. When he spoke, his voice carried the weight of humanity's collective resolve. Attention Venar Imperium, and all Council worlds. This is Commander Marcus Reed of the Earth Fleet. 7 days ago, you executed our ambassador after a mockery of justice based on falsified evidence. You believed Earth would submit to this intimidation. He paused, letting the silence stretch. You were mistaken. In the Venar Command Center, panic erupted as sensors detected not just one ship, but an entire fleet materializing around their system's outer defense perimeter. Ships unlike any in their records, larger, more advanced, with energy signatures that defied their understanding. Impossible. Vorex hissed, staring at the tactical display. There are over 200 vessels. Earth doesn't possess this capability. They're bypassing our outer defenses, Commander Zex reported, mandibles clicking in agitation. Our encryption is being overridden. Wait, they're not firing. They're transmitting. The human commander's face appeared on the main screen, his expression coldly resolute. For a century, we have hidden our true capabilities, Reed continued. While presenting ourselves as technological borrowers, we have developed systems beyond anything in Council space. We maintain this deception because humanity remembered its own history, how stronger civilizations often destroy those they perceive as threats. The display split to show massive orbital platforms appearing around key Vanar military installations, quantum shifted into position with technology the Vanar had believed impossible. These platforms are quantum-locked displacement devices, Reed explained. They can selectively transport matter across interstellar distances. At this moment, similar platforms have materialized at the homeworlds of every council race that voted for Ambassador Chen's execution. Across council space, panic spread as the human fleet revealed itself, not through conventional attacks, but through a show of technological superiority that defied understanding. The displacement platforms activated simultaneously, targeting only military installations and government complexes. Buildings, defense systems, and weapons platforms simply vanished, transported into deep space or the coronas of distant suns. Not a single civilian casualty. Not one residential area affected. Surgical precision on a scale that demonstrated mastery beyond anything the council races possessed. "We could have annihilated your civilizations," Reed continued, his voice echoing through government chambers across dozens of worlds. "Instead, we have chosen to disarm you. The evidence of your conspiracy against Earth has been transmitted to every world in council space, including the Duranti, whose colony you falsely claimed we attacked." On the Vindicator's bridge, Lieutenant Commander Okafor approached Reed. "Sir, we're receiving transmission requests from 17 council worlds, including the Duranti Collective. They're demanding explanations from the Vanar." Reed nodded. "As expected, the truth is our most powerful weapon." In the Vanar Command Center, High Chancellor Vorex watched helplessly as his carefully constructed power structure collapsed. Not through violence, but through exposure. "The humans," Commander Zex whispered, "they could have destroyed us. Why didn't they?" Before Vorex could answer, the communication system chimed. The signal identified a transmission from the Galactic Council's emergency assembly. "High Chancellor," the Duranti representative's voice was cold with fury, "you will present yourself immediately to answer for your actions. The fabricated attack on our colony world, the false evidence against Ambassador Chen, all of it has been exposed." Vorex's compound eyes dimmed as he realized the extent of his miscalculation. The humans had not just survived his attack, they had turned it into the instrument of his downfall. 2 weeks later, Commander Reed stood in the newly reconvened Galactic Council chamber. The Vanar delegation had been reduced to observer status. Their millennia of dominance ended in a single day without a shot being fired. "Humanity accepts the Council's formal apology for the execution of Ambassador Chen," Reed stated, addressing the assembled representatives. "We also accept the proposed revisions to the Council Charter, establishing new protections for member civilizations and reforms to the evidence procedures." The acting Council President, a Duranti elder whose bioluminescent skin pulsed with solemn patterns, inclined her head. "The Council acknowledges Earth's restraint in its response. When given the power to destroy, you chose instead to reconstruct. This wisdom is unexpected." Reed's expression remained grave. Ambassador Chen believed in the potential of this council. Despite her murder, we have chosen to honor that belief. But make no mistake, Earth will never again allow itself to be vulnerable. The displacement platforms remain in place, and our fleet stands ready. He stepped back from the podium. "Humanity came to the stars in peace. We still desire peace, but we have learned that in this galaxy, peace must be protected by strength. Remember that in the centuries to come." As Reed departed the chamber, representatives from dozens of worlds watched in silence. The galaxy had been transformed not by conquest, but by revelation. Earth had proven itself not just technologically superior, but morally distinct, capable of overwhelming force yet committed to justice rather than vengeance. The message was clear. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and nothing would ever be the same. In a small memorial garden established in the celestial nexus, a simple monument bore the image of Ambassador Elena Chen. Beneath her likeness, a quote from her personal journals had been inscribed: True power lies not in domination, but in the courage to extend a hand when others expect a fist. The stars themselves seem to bear witness to the dawn of a new era, one shaped by the unexpected mercy of a species that had chosen to forge justice from the ashes of betrayal.